Good morning. I'm Dave Ockenick. I'm the chief of the Scott Fire Department, and because of the coronavirus situation, we are not supposed to have in-person training where we get a big group together, so we're going to do it via video. Today's training is going to be on wildland fires because it is now April 24th or something like that, which is the peak of the wildfire season. So we're going to do the training on our two high pressure pumps. The one is on the pickup number 31, and the other one that we will do next is on the Army truck number 51. I have some of the wildland gear on. Most people have the yellow stuff. Mine is still the old orange stuff. Although I do have the regular helmet on because I like to have a face shield when I'm on a fire situation. These two pumps are similar, but there is some difference, so we're going to do 31 first and then we'll do 51. And in order to do this, we're going to have a demonstrator crawling around on the thing that we will video all the different operations in order to get it going. To start our demonstration today, Brian is going to show everybody how to fill the fuel tank on the pump that operates the high pressure pump. First of all, you have to take the grate down. And if you pull the pin, both grates will eventually come down, so you might as well take them both down. The gas filler cap is under that grate. You must lift it up. This pump takes straight gas, not the mixture. It's a 4-cycle engine. Holds about 2 gallons, something like that.
And this is full.
It is presently full. Then to check the oil, behind the gas tank there's a dipstick. A good firefighter always has a paper towel with him to wipe the dipstick.
It's empty.
You'll notice the hose that he just touched, that goes into the foam pail for when you want foam in with the water. There's two ways to fill the water tank. The water tank on this particular pump is only 250 gallons, so keep that in mind. He just lifted the lid. It can be gravity fed through there off of any water supply, and when you put the grate up, there's a stores fitting that you can pressure fill it off a truck. But remember, 250 gallons doesn't take very long, so be prepared to shut it off quick. There's a red valve off to the side. Brian is touching it right now. That must be opened in order to fill it with the stores fitting. Make sure it's shut before you drive away. Up in front there is a tank, a small white tank, holds about 10 gallons. We put antifreeze in it in the fall and cycle it through the pump so that in case we take this truck out for some other reason, like pulling the trailer pump, that the pump won't freeze and break. And there's a valve that Brian will show you after he gets down from there to switch from antifreeze to water. It's very important that that valve is opened up for water this time of the year.
Probably gonna have a hard time seeing it, but it's way back.
There's a valve when it's parallel to the pump going this way, it's for water, and when it's pointing that way, it's for antifreeze. There are two labels. There's a red one for antifreeze and a blue one for water. Just point it to whichever way you want it. Okay, now we're gonna start the pump. First thing you do is turn the gas on. There's a quarter turn valve that Brian is reaching for now. Turn it a quarter turn counterclockwise and then run the key until it starts. We just had it running so you don't have to use the choke, but Brian will show you where the choke is. Pull that out if the engine hasn't been run or if it's cold.
And then the event that the key start doesn't work, you just have to put the key in the on position, and then you can still operate the pull string.
Once you get it operational, reel out the hose and get ready to spray. That's enough.
When the pump is running to get water flowing, you turn the water control to tank to pump, turn the pump from start mode to operational mode, and then you'll get water that flows to the nozzle. In the event that you need foam, this is the foam control, so you just turn it, dial it up or down as needed. And then the same thing in reverse. You just turn the pump back to start to turn off operations, and then close the tank to pump.
Run the engine on high speeds with the throttle up. Okay, Brian, go ahead and start it and we'll see if we get water. To rewind the hose on these, there is a rewind button on the dash of the pump. Put the nozzle back in there and then just bump the button because that hose runs in fast. One thing about it is there's no rewind on it, so you should kind of guide it to keep the hose level on the reel. Another reason that you should only bump the switch is because if the hose is wet, it can easily grab you or any of your clothing or gloves and wind you up with it. Another precaution on this hose is it's not like fire hose. You cannot replace a 50-foot length that goes bad. There's about 200 feet of hose on there, and if it goes bad, you got to replace the whole thing. You would have to order it, and it'd be an operation to reinstall a hose on there. So if it gets tangled up or something, untangle it, don't just pull. This truck also has an arrangement for filling backpacks. Take the green garden hose out of the back, thread the fitting onto the pipe with the red ball valve handle on it. Remove the cap on the pack, turn the ball valve on and fill the pack, and then when it's full, shut it off. Make sure you do not open the yellow valve that Brian's pointing to right now because that's the engine oil drain.